Well, now that we've finished our chapter on probability, we're going to take a look at statistics. And in the first section, we're going to look at frequency distributions. So in this short video, we're just going to provide a little bit of an introduction. First of all, statistics, it's the practice or science of collecting and analyzing numeric data in large quantities, especially for the purposes of inferring proportions in a whole from those in a representative sample. We can look at descriptive statistics, and that uses data to provide descriptions of a population, either through numerical calculations or graphs or tables. You've heard that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Many people will not want to look at thousands and thousands and thousands of different numbers. They'd rather see a summary of all of that information in a graph or a table. Then there's inferential statistics. And in that, you'll make inferences and predictions about a population based on a sample of data taken from the population in question. So maybe you want to know the average height of people in a particular city. Well, you may not be able to call and ask 1,000,000 people or 1,000 people, but you make even a smaller number, and you could use those numbers then to make a prediction about the entire population. Well, the second part here, let's look at a frequency table or a frequency distribution. This is something that might help us take a whole bunch of data and produce a nice simple chart that's a pretty good representation of that data. Well, the frequency table or frequency distribution, this is the table. It summarizes the exam grades for a Calculus 1 class that had 457 students. There were 160 points possible on the exam, so the scores could be anywhere from 0 all the way up to 160. Now, many people would not want to take a look at all 160 scores to try to figure out how the class did. So what we did in this table was we grouped the data. Notice this means this is a score of 0 to 20, and this is how many people scored in that range from 0 to 20, and it obviously is 0. 21 to 40, well, 18 people scored in that range, and so on. And you can see the most likely scores, 121 out of this group, got from 101 to 120. So once again, the total number of students here was 457. So this smaller group of numbers gives you a pretty good feel for the scores of the class. It seems that most of them scored right around in this range, 83, 110, 121. Those seem to be the three biggest numbers. So most of the people scored from 61 to 120, it appears. Okay, so we will, in the upcoming videos, we'll be looking at more data like this, and we will be looking at graphing, putting them into a picture, the graph, or a different type of table.